This is a reading of Written in Bone, Buried Lives in Jamestown. I'm reading the timeline. As you'll notice, the timeline has some of its dates written in a gold color. Though that gold color is telling you that the picture near it is a representation of it that they found in the historical record. So let's read and find out what's in this timeline. 1602, Bartholomew Gosnold explores the shores of what later became Massachusetts and Maine. 1606, 3 ships leave England en route to North America to found the Virginia colony. Gosnold captains one of the ships, and it has the picture next to it. 1607, the ships arrive and the all-male crew members build James Fort. 1608, the original James Fort burns to the ground. The colonists build a second fort. Ships from England carrying women colonists arrive. 1609, Spanish ambassador Pedro de Zunga draws a simple map of James Fort and sends it to the King of Spain, which you see on the right. 1609, 1610, a harsh winter at James Fort during which many die comes to be known as the Starving Time. 1619, the first Africans arrive in Jamestown. 1630s, James Fort disappears from the historical record. Cecil Calvert, Lord Baltimore, receives a land grant from King Charles I of England to found a colony in North America. Calvert names the colony Maryland after the king's wife. 1634, ships belonging to Lord Baltimore land in North America. The colonists on board found St. Mary's City, Maryland. Matthias de Souza, an indentured servant of African and Portuguese ancestry, arrives in Maryland. 1645 to 1655. During unrest in England, Lord Baltimore loses control of Maryland. 1657-1659, Lord Baltimore regains control of Maryland. Meanwhile, his half-brother Philip holds various offices in Maryland. Colonial officials grant land in Maryland to Thomas Taylor. 1661 to 1675, Lord Baltimore's oldest son Charles is governor of Maryland. 1662 to 1677, William Neal acquires a property called Levy Neck in Maryland. He lives there until his death. 1667, Catholic priests in Maryland build a chapel in St. Mary's City, which you see on the right. 1668 to 1671, Philip Calvert is mayor of St. Mary's City. 1675, Cecil Calvert dies in England, whom you see at the right. 1682, 1683, Philip Calvert dies in Maryland. 1693, Sir Lionel and Anne Copley die and are buried in St. Mary's City. 1700, most people of African ancestry in the Chesapeake area are slaves. 1799, medical students open the Copley coffins. 1852, an early photograph shows the crumbling tower of a church in Jamestown. 1890s, the Association for the Preservation of Virginia Antiquities is found. The group protects the church ruins on the site of Jamestown. 1940s through 1950s, The National Park Service excavates portions of Jamestown. 1990. Archaeologists find 3 lead coffins in the brick chapel at St. Mary's City. Speculation is that they hold the remains of Philip Calvert, his first wife Anne, and his infant daughter by his second wife Jane. And you see that on the top right. 1994. The Jamestown Rediscovery Project breaks ground for a new set of excavations to find James Fort. 2002. The remains of the captain are found just outside James Fort's walls. Speculation is he is Bartholomew Gosnold, captain of the Godspeed. And you see his skeleton to the right. 2003. The Lost Towns Project finds the remains of a teenage boy on the Levy Neck property in Maryland. Lacking a name, he comes to be called the Levy Neck Boy. Be called Levy Neck Boy, which you see to the right, his skeleton. 2004, archaeologist Darren Lowry finds a cemetery on Thomas Taylor's land called Harley Knoll. Eventually, 12 graves are excavated, including HK9 and HK7. 2005, another teenage boy's remains named JR1225B are found inside what was the original James Fort. Speculation is he died in 1607, and you see his skeleton to the right. 2007, forensic artists reconstruct the head and face of HK7. 2009, the Written in Bone exhibition opens at the Smithsonian Institute in Washington, D.C.